If you are new to rowing and you're curious what you should do, what you should pay attention to when you're getting started, this is the video for you. So the specific question that I am answering in this is somebody who is 40 or 50 saying, I am new to rowing, what is it I should be paying attention to? They have their Concept 2 connected to their Concept 2 logbook, they have everything figured out for that, and they know that they should pay attention to drills and technique, but what are other good goals and challenges to work on? So this is my answer to that person if that is you. So I've got 7 tips that I recommend for you as a new rower. And the 7th one is one that no one else mentions, that from my PT experience, I think is one of the most important aspects. So definitely stay tuned for that. This person 100% had it right with the beginning part. Technique, form is where you need to start. Paying attention to actually what is the movement and not just jumping down on the rowing machine and starting to go without any external input where you don't know what you're doing. You're not going to see improvements and you're more likely to kind of aggravate your body. So paying attention to your technique or form is number 1. Number 2, while we pay attention to technique and form, not everyone mentions our butt sitting position. So we can be doing everything great with arms, hips, legs, hips, arms, but if our butt isn't in the right position, then that right there is setting us up to a little bit of failure and likely back or hamstring aggravation. So I do have a whole video on how to sit. You can find that in the description below, but that would be the 2nd point. 3rd, once you start doing some exercise and you're getting that form down, what I want you to do is pick a workout. And usually it's a 2K, which is 2,000 meters, or 5K, which is 5,000 meters, or a 15-minute or a 10-minute or a 30-minute row. Basically, pick some type of benchmark, either distance or time, that matches what level of activity you are currently at based on your endurance, on your strength, on you working out. You start with something that's doable. And I want you to do that exercise. Then I want you to write it down. If you did a time-based, let's just go with a 30-minute row, how many meters or what distance did you get? If your rower only shows strokes, it's a little bit hard to actually figure out, but I have a whole video on that as well that you can find below. But let's just say that your rower shows you distance and time for the purpose of this video. So 30 minutes, what's your distance? If you did distance, how long did it take you? If you want to write down your average strokes per minute or anything like that, by all means, go for it. But then I want you to write a little bit of how you felt. Then take that workout, and we consider that a benchmark workout. We're going to take that workout and do it again in like 3 months, 6 months. Use that throughout to see how you are improving and how things are changing. Even if you want to record yourself doing it and then record yourself in 3 months doing it, you can see form changes that you might be going through, that you might be improving upon or getting worse on. We don't know. But doing a benchmark row, that would be the 3rd thing that I'd recommend starting with. 4th is, like I mentioned, paying attention to what benchmark you're going to choose based on your activity level. It's similar in how many workouts to do and how often. Don't jump into an hour every day if your average is walking maybe a mile a day. If your activity has been very, very low and you are all of a sudden trying to jump into doing something for an hour, your body might not be ready for that. Ease into the activity. Start with 10 minutes, start with 15 minutes, work your way up. Since this is also a movement you are learning, if you jump straight into an hour of rowing, you're likely to start to fall apart with the movement because it's not ingrained in your body yet. You are better off doing more frequent exercises of smaller time or distance because you're going to be able to really focus on the form, the technique, what it is you're doing during that activity, and really paying attention to that for that short period of time. Then give your body a break, go away, come back, refreshed, and you're ready to go again, and you're ready to put that energy and your body and your mind into paying attention to it again. So shorter amounts are more likely to help you. Even if your goal is to get up to 30 minutes a day, cool, do 10 minutes, walk away for a couple hours, 10 minutes, walk away, 10 minutes. That'll add up to 30 minutes, but you're not doing it all at once, so your body's getting the break to be able to come back rejuvenated for the activity. So ease into it, don't jump headfirst into it. We don't want to go run a marathon on our first day. We're probably going to start with some shorter jogs. It's similar to that. The fifth thing is if you are following along on workouts with people, those are fantastic. They're giving you form advice as you're rowing. They're giving you motivation. You've got somebody to listen to you, giving reminders for things. However, we often compare ourselves to them. Remember, you are new. Your numbers are likely not going to match their numbers perfectly, and that is okay. Be okay being where you are as a beginner. Everything will start to improve as you improve and get more comfortable with the movement and the machine. So with time that will happen and with you putting effort into it, but don't be intimidated by numbers on a Concept 2 forum, don't be intimidated by numbers in a Facebook group, and don't be intimidated by your numbers not being perfectly synchronized with the person that you might be rowing with. Similarly, if you are rowing in a class like at Row House or Orange Theory Fitness, and they're telling you numbers to fully get at, it's okay to not be there when this is a new movement and you are prioritizing your actual longevity of the sport by focusing on your technique. The sixth thing, I want you to pay attention to one thing at a time. When we try to focus on too many things at once, it gets extremely overwhelming. And this is a whole new movement pattern that our body is trying to learn. So if we tell it to focus on sitting up tall, making sure my hips go before my legs bend, or as we add in all these different cues that people might be telling us, push with my legs, explode, all these different things, it can get really overwhelming. So if you are really working on something, start with working on that one thing. You've got your main aspect down, arms, hips, legs, legs, hip, arms, but let's say you're working on pulling straight in so that my wrists are nice and neutral. If that's the case, focus on just that. While you're rowing, focus on those other three movements, but with every pull in, where have I pulled to? What's my wrist doing? Is it neutral? As opposed to paying attention to that and my knee and my neck position and all these other things. The more we try to pay attention to, the more we actually fall apart. So choose one thing. If you're trying to focus and learn and improve on one thing, choose one, do that for a few rows. Then on another row, choose another thing to focus on. If you don't focus on just one, you're more likely to make it all go in chaos. And you're not going to feel like you're improving. And especially as beginners, we want to feel and see improvement. We want to get better. That's my tip that not a lot of people talk about, but as a physical therapist, I know with clients that when we focus on too many, it just doesn't work. 7, make goals for yourself. Whether that is the benchmark, that row that you are doing, and you're giving yourself a goal of a time or distance based on that after you've done it, or I want my form to be better, or I want to be able to go hike 10 miles. Pick your goal and really work towards it. Find exercises and workouts that help you meet that goal. Every workout is not created equal, and different workouts have different types. That's one of the downsides of just picking any random workout is they all have purposes, and depending on what your goal is, you kind of want to mix and match different workouts to help you get to whatever your end goal is. So if you're just general starting out, yes, by all means, please feel free to pick and choose, but if you have a goal, it usually keeps us motivated and we get less bored. And no offense, but rowing can get boring when we get into the larger times. So definitely make yourself a goal and see if we're able to achieve it. That will help keep you motivated for the future. And if you weren't able to, then all right, think how can we change or improve to hopefully meet it in the future. So those are my 7 tips for getting started rowing and what to focus on. I hope that that's helpful. Please hit that thumbs up if you found this helpful. Lets me know that my information is enjoyable for y'all. And also if you've got questions, leave them below. I'll try and jump on, make a video like this one helping you out, and happy rowing.